Okay, hi, it's me. Um, so as I cover the brief introduction to Muse CC, Adobe Muse CC 2014, I'm gonna go over again to remind you what we did last time, and then I may feature some more kind of new things we will cover. So this web development is a teamwork, as I mentioned before. There are a lot of people involved in graphic designers, web developers, programmers, and then marketing. So it's not a one-man band show. But just imagine that you're working as a independent freelance designer in the future, and then you have a job, you have a client to complete your client's website. So you may refer some developers like programmers, but it's good to know. It is important to know the basic structure of the website or a single web page. So what happens like the behind the scene? So basic HTML structures, CSS, and some part of the JavaScript things to make them more interactive and dynamic website. So I think this Adobe Muse CC is so far pretty good tool, and this is more like the designer's tool. So without background knowledge of complex coding structure, can get the pretty good and quick website design. So let me go over again. So this is the welcome screen once you open Muse CC. So I'm going to create a new site. Good thing about this Muse CC is, unlike the Dreamweaver, most of the web development thing is all about the linking. So once you have one single HTML document, and there are a lot of images and contents, video files and audio files are related to and linked to your source file. So it's been very important to keep the correct pathway from your HTML document to your root folder, as we did. Good thing about this Creative Cloud Muse CC is you don't have to define your root folder. It's really good. What's gonna happen is once you're done with your single website, importing images from your desktop, from your USB flash drive, or from any other your external device, they will be combined in the Muse, and once you save it, Muse will create new root folder on the designated location with the images folder. So this is cool. So let's create new site. I hope you remember this. This is what we covered last time. So initial layout for the desktop or tablet phone, we may go over this later because one of the big trend of the website designing is responsive website, meaning depends on the device like the desktop computer, laptop, iPad, or any tablet PCs or any smartphone. Each device has a different monitor resolution and the ratio. So to present your website properly on each different device, it's kind of important to keep the responsive website. So we're gonna go over this later. So let's set to just a desktop. Page width, I'm not gonna change anything for now. 960 is the kind of default setting by Adobe's. It's not the strict rule, as I mentioned. 960 is a kind of a safe the page width, the pixel dimension. It could be go exceed the 960, maybe 1200 or 1500. As we're working on the 27-inch monitor, the iMac, we can go even wider and then on the bigger screen. But 960 is a kind of a minimum. It fits tablet pieces like iPad. So I'm gonna just leave it. Numbers of columns. Let me do this, maybe up to 5. but we can change it, or you may not need to have it. But let's say that there's 5 columns, so that we can keep the stable grid structure. Margins and paddings, I'm not gonna change anything about this. So let me hit OK. So here we go. So some good thing about this Adobe Muse is I think this is kind of best part, one of the best part I really like. As a process of the web development, once you have a concept about your current web design project, you're gonna need to create some type of a flow chart. The flow chart will show how your website flows, and then how they are linked to each other internally or externally, and then yeah. So this is a kind of the things to show you the big picture, like like a floor plan of your website. So I have a home, so by default. If you want to add more pages, just click on this plus button. Have another one. So since I have a home, I may name it as, I don't know, so about. This is what we did. Next page, blog. Next one, contact. Another one, maybe gallery. So I have 5 pages. And let me say that I don't want to keep this order. I may want to change the order. For example, gallery pages. I think I want to locate in my contact menu the page as the last one. So let me grab this and drag it to in between the blog and contact pages. So I got this. If you want to have some sub menus like galleries, click on the bottom. So let me say this is my graphic design sub galleries, and then my studio art. Okay, if you don't like it, you can get rid of it at any time. Okay, so I have 5 pages: home, about, blog, gallery, and contact. Next one, A master, or you can have a B master or a C master pages. What it is, if you are familiar with the Adobe InDesign for the printing production, the concept of this Adobe Muse is pretty similar to InDesign. So master page, a master page, so whatever you apply, any images or any background images or a solid background color, any JPEG file or any hexadecimal code color, whatever it is, once we apply that onto this master page, that elements will be applied onto each page. So home, about, blog, gallery, context. So it's a kind of a template. So let's try what we can do on my A master page. So double click. So this is A master page. There are several kind of guidelines. These things will control where your header goes, and then if you want to have some more spaces on top for your logos or your maybe title of this page, we can control it. There are the 2 things we can consider. First, in terms of a background, there are 2 things. So the blue line on the left and another blue line on the right, this from here to up to this line, this is a 960. Okay, so we may call that container. So a 960 pixel dimension, that's the dimension of your container. So 960, and rest of this space is the browser color. So we call that browser fill. It could be an image, it could be the color. So let's see what we can do. So first, fill. Let me pick any color, and then again, this is a web. So any color you choose, it will have the hexadecimal code, 6-digit numbers, like a CC, FF, CC, something like that. So let me try maybe 50% of gray, and we can see the RGB coordinations and then hexadecimal code. So I'm happy with that. So this is my field color. My browser field color, see what happens. Browser field, let me choose just a color palette. Let me say black. And then always it's really good to preview it. So under the file, let me see, preview page in browser. So this is my A master page. So good thing is no matter what your screen size or your web browser's window size is, we keep 960 pixel width for your container, and then we can see the black background as we set the Muse. So let me go back, and here let's make some more changes. For example, browser field, I'm okay with that, or let me say I want to have some images for my browser field. So click on browser field, not on this color palette. Browser field, image. Let me add image. As I mentioned, I didn't define any root folder, so I can import any image from any location. So I know I have some images from here, flowers. These are some of my flower photo collections. Let me see. Okay, I can take this. So let me open. See? Type, solid, color, doesn't matter because we have an image. Fitting, tile, it will repeat and repeat and repeat. But I want to try the scale to fit. Scale to fill. And the center. Okay. And then let's see what happens. So file, preview in browser. So this is what happened. Okay, so no matter what my screen size, my web browser size is, it will fill your browser fill, your background. Okay. Or let me go back to my Muse. Vice versa. I may keep. Let me get rid of the that image, and then I may have a fill with an image. Maybe another one. I like that. Okay. Original size scale to fill. Okay. So we can do this. Either way is fine. Okay. So let me go back to my fill. I want to have no images. Okay. So this is what I have. And another thing is I may want to have some kind of a logos or some kind of a title maybe on top. So I want to have some more space. So let me move this down and let me type something. So the tools are pretty simple. It's easy to guess what it is. Let me draw a text box. I want to say just my name. Okay, and the text color maybe white, and then the font size, I would retype it. Jong, Y-O-O-N, Kim. Okay. Arial, I'm happy with that, or any font. But we're gonna talk more about this web typography. It's pretty limited because it's all about linking. And let me say that you're using the really fancy typefaces from any kind of a certain website or from different source like the font. Then you may find a really good font. You really want to use it. We can use it, and it should work on your computer. But if your end user doesn't have the font, it's not going to work on it. So it will be replaced by a system default font. So it's my name here, And I may want to have another one. Jong-Yoon Kim. Let me say my title, graphic, maybe gray. Graphic designer. So this is my title. Okay. So, yep, I'm fine. So this is kind of my the basic template. So remind you, I've been working on a master page. So let me go back to my site map thing, website number 2. So see, this is what I applied on my master page, and you can notice that home, about, blog, gallery, contact. Each page now has the same thing. For example, home. I have a home. About, same template. So it's great tool. So next thing is, let me go back to my A master page. I want to add some buttons. Okay, so it's a kind of a navigation tool. So the end user can jump from here to there, from there to here, from my home page to my gallery page, from gallery pages and to my contact page, for instance. The important thing for the navigation, as we talked in class, consistencies. It has to keep the same position, same looking, because the one of the main goal of the purpose of this website is training your end users. So they're supposed to be trained by your design. So if we move the allocation of your navigation tool, they will be confused. So let's keep it simple. To add some buttons, let me go to the widgets library on your side toolbar. Okay. There are several choices. I'm gonna add menus. There are 2 choices, horizontal and vertical. Let me try vertical. Okay, I'm not gonna change any settings yet, so let me close it and place it here. Okay. Let me go back to my webmaster. See, so now each page now has a menu bar on top. So let me open my home page. Has a button. Okay, and then I want to say something on my home page, just a title. Let me type home. Size, maybe 60 pixel. I mean 60 points. Okay, so this is my home page. My about. I'm gonna do the same thing. Maybe let me do this way. It might be easier. My home. Let me copy this. About. Let me paste it. And I'm gonna say just about. Okay, and blog. Paste it. This is on my blog page. Let me name it as a blog. And another one, gallery. Paste it. Let me retype it. Set the position and gallery. Okay, and the last one, contact. Contact. Okay, so I'm pretty much all set on my basic settings. So let me go back. You notice that I didn't make any hyperlink. I didn't link to each page. But what happened is, Let me open my home. Let me preview my site, not page, site in my browser. It's my home. Rollovers working beautifully. About, blog, gallery, and contact. Okay. If you're not happy with the rollover color of your buttons or the original color settings, we can change it. Let me go back to my Muse. Let me go back to my A master page. Home. Okay, and let me open the states. So I selected the menu bar and select the home button. It will show you the 4 different stages of your button. Normal, so that means original. So when we open the website, people will see that. So for example, I don't like the color of my text. So to change the text color, always you can select it. Okay, that's a Georgia typeface, and then it's okay, but I want to have my text color to black. And it changes everything. My rollover thing is okay, but I want to have maybe the different the rollover background color. So gray is okay, but let me change. Select that. Let me change the background color from this light gray to bright red. Okay. So let me go back and let me preview it. Preview site in browser. So now we have a black text. Roll over. We have a red background, and it is applied to every single page. So it's pretty convenient tool. Okay. All right. The Muse again. Okay, so let me stop here, and then I will have another the clip for the next step. So to do that, go to File. The first, save the site as. I'm gonna save it on my desktop, and then let me create a new folder. I would say that the Muse test. Create, and the name test.muse. Make sure you pick the keep the Muse the extension. It's a kind of a generic file of the Muse. So save it. Okay. I will stop here. Let me do another one.